Hello everyone, welcome back to Tom's Podcast YouTube channel. Alex here to talk about Uncharted, the Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg movie, directed by Ruben Fleischer, of course, of Zombieland fame, has now come to do the live-action adaptation of Uncharted. First of all, I had a good time. I think that is the one thing I want to make clear as we go into this, is that I, overall, had a very, very decent time with Uncharted. I thought it was a very solid, epic story that overall, if you're going in just for a fun little kind of action flick with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg going around the world trying to get some treasure, it does that job very well. And I think overall their chemistry together is really good. I think Tom Holland is brilliant in this role, despite even reports what he said of his performance. I actually think he's actually really good in this film. It is one of his better performances, and that's coming from someone who quite likes Tom Holland. It's difficult to explain. I'm not going to go into spoilers here. I'm going to avoid spoilers for this, because I know in America and things it hasn't even come out yet. I think it's out in a few days, or maybe today or something, so I'm not going to go into spoilers here. But I will say this, is that I think this film is going to go to two different categories of whether people enjoy it or not. As a film and as an Uncharted film. And now let me explain. I think this film isn't a great Uncharted film. I think if you wanted an adaptation from the game to screen, you're going to be quite disappointed. Because Tom Holland doesn't feel like Nathan Drake. And Mark Wahlberg definitely doesn't feel like Sully. And those are the two components for a good Uncharted adaptation. You need those elements to feel right. And they don't. It's a very weird sort of back and forth that they have in terms of it doesn't feel like anything as to what Nathan Drake would even ever be. They're calling this like an origin story of Nathan Drake. I don't even know how the character's going to evolve from here, even in this film, to the Nathan Drake of the games. Now, for me, though, that isn't a problem. I'm an Uncharted fan. I think the games are class. But I don't need them to... I don't need this film to be an exact kind of translation of the game to screen. I don't want that. I think that would suck. I'd just go and play the game. I think even Tom Holland said that in an interview. He was like, well, if we wanted to just make Uncharted, if we literally just redid it, you just play the game. So there's no point in doing it. So actually, I think them doing it this way was much better, and them sort of using the IP. It's a bit naughty because they're using the IP of Uncharted and making an Uncharted style story whilst having the characters of Uncharted act nothing like the characters from the video game. But overall, let's talk about the good stuff, because there's a lot of good stuff here. First of all, the chemistry between the two leads is really good. Our side characters are brilliant. Antonio Banderas is brilliant. We've got some really good villains here. We've got Braddock. Tati Gabrielle as Braddock was insane in this film. She's wonderful. You have Stephen Waddington just playing the Scotsman. It's a bit of a stereotype, and I don't know whether it belongs. Really, like, it's not even that funny anymore. You go, it's a Scotsman. We're American. We don't understand what you're saying. Ha ha. And unfortunately, there's not just one joke in the entire film, which admittedly the first one's pretty funny. It's the whole shtick of his characters. He's Scottish, and Nathan Drake doesn't know what he's talking about. It's a bit weird. Along with that, though, we've got some other really good characters. We've got Sophia Ali as Chloe Fraser, another really good character. Antonio Banderas is okay here. He's doing his job. He's doing the Antonio Banderas type. Nothing more than you'd expect from Antonio Banderas. But one thing I will say is Mark Wahlberg is really good in this film. I'm not a Mark Wahlberg fan. I think he's a bit pants most of the time. But in this film, he's really good. I know there were worries about how he would be as Sully, and I think those worries will still be had after this film is out, because I don't think he's very good at playing Sully. However, the role he has to play in this film, he's very good at it and has really good chemistry with Tom Holland. What they also have to say is, congrats to Ruben Fleischer. This film is directed wonderfully. There's some really good camera angles. The film looks brilliant. It looks beautiful. There's lots of colours, especially all the scenes where they're going about and exploring. And it's really good. Visually, this film is pretty damn awesome. So when you see things like that, it's really nice. In an action-adventure story, when the actual places look really nice, it just elevates it. The action itself is, it's nothing groundbreaking, but it suits the story of what they're telling. And I don't need films all the time to break the mold and be something different. This film is going to just be a good time. It's gone for that. It's achieved that, in my opinion. And so I leave the film relatively happy. I leave the film going, yeah, that would be a great film to rewatch on Netflix in 7 months' time. And that's all it's going for. I don't think it's going to be the best film of the year. I don't think it was even trying to be. That's what I want your anticipation to be with Uncharted. It is a really solid action-adventure film. I just don't know whether it's the perfect adaptation of Uncharted, and if that's what you're looking for, I don't think you're going to get it here. But anyway, guys, that's all I've got to say. If you want to give it a rating out of 10, I'd say a 7.5, leaning towards an 8. It was really solid for me, really good time, but nothing groundbreaking. What did you guys think? If you have seen it, please try not to spoil it in the comments down below. Do like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to this channel for more film reviews, and I'll see you guys all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.